football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RBTH, Reading Between the Headlines. I'm your host, Asaf Nisim, and today we have another episode of Peruse the News. Little housekeeping. We did try to do another episode of Peruse the News yesterday, and by we I mean me, and I had a little bit of mic difficulty. I basically did a full hour of the show with my mic not working, so that was really clever. But we're past that, and today we have the actual episode 2 of Peruse the News. Let me just check that my mic's working. There we go. I've confirmed that my mic is working. We are golden. Yes, so today's episode 2 of Peruse the News, it is just as the name sounds. Asaf, peruse the news, primarily Chelsea FC news. And we got something to talk about today, right? We did have a game in the Conference League against 5th place. I think they're still 5th place. Yeah, they must be. Swiss side Servette. And it was a doozy. And by doozy, I mean, it was okay. It was a decent win. Maybe I would have expected a little bit more from us in this game. But you know what? Servette put up a good fight. And Chelsea were okay. It was the Chelsea B team. Also, we had some weird decisions in there, like we could talk about that. But, yep, it was 2-0 in the end. And Nkunku did score in the 50th minute after basically a first half of an even first half, I would say. Chelsea were about even to Servette. And you know what? I would even say that Servette was probably a little closer to scoring than Chelsea was, which wasn't a good look. But it all came together second half, more or less. Christopher Nkunku won a great penalty himself, took the penalty, took it well. The keeper guessed the right way, and he was just never going to save a ball with the pace on it that Nkunku put in there. And then, of course, you had a beautiful assist by Enzo Fernandez to Noni Madueke in the 76th minute. Madueke actually finished quite well. So credit to Madueke. If you haven't checked the goal out, Chelsea have the highlights up. I was going to throw it up here, but you know how YouTube is. I don't even want to risk getting a strike, as I've gotten in the past for doing such things. But yeah, so that was that. And you know, we can one thing I wanted to say is there's all this talk about a bloated squad and about Maresca, you know, being cutthroat, which he is, and sort of just putting the players who doesn't want in the squad, having them train away and keeping the actual immediate squad, 21, 22 players, tight-knit and all together, and keeping the ones that aren't really going to get the minutes, which I think is smart. Don't let the people who might be toxic, the players who might be toxic, who might be upset about not getting minutes, don't let them into the immediate squad, because you know that causes trouble, that causes problems. There will be toxicity, and it's probably not a good idea. But what I will say is, if you have a look over here at the lineup over here, and yeah, there you go. You should be able to see it there. Yeah, so you can see the lineup over there. I just want to highlight one thing here. I don't understand why Disasi is, you know, I definitely complained a lot about this guy last season, and I don't think I'm done complaining. He was a favorite of Mauricio Pochettino's last season. I don't understand why. I think he fell out of favor a little bit towards the end of Mauricio's stint with Chelsea. But now all of a sudden, even though he's not a starter for Maresca so far, it's only been one game in the league, he's basically still got a spot in the squad, while you've got somebody like Trevoh Chalobah, who's not in the squad at all. And I don't understand it. Why is Chalobah so hated by this club and so out of favor? I mean, Thomas Tuchel thought he was great. Thomas Tuchel thought he was good enough to be in the squad. And I personally really, really like Chalobah. I think he's very underrated. And I'm wondering if other people feel the same way about this. So you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to throw up a little poll. I'm going to leave that on for the duration of the stream. The poll is going to be Trevoh Chalobah or Axel Disasi. And I'm just going to double check to see that there's no weird characters for Disasi because I'm OCD like that. And I want to make sure that I spell, yeah, okay, I was spelling it correctly. Disasi's name correctly with all the right little characters and whatnot. So that's the poll that's going to go up. Trevoh Chalobah or Axel Disasi? Who is preferable? And I don't think it's going to matter because either way, I'm pretty sure the decision has been made. It seems like could possibly be even a partially club decision. Not that I think Maresca is going to be letting the club make decisions for him on who he puts in the starting lineup. But it's obvious that the club, or I don't know if it's obvious, but there have been rumors that the club are not particularly happy with Chalobah and haven't been particularly happy with Chalobah. That's the way it is. So I'm just going to throw that out there at the start of this show before we get into the pre-match, to the post-match presser, which we'll watch together. Could be interesting. Maybe spark some discussion about the match itself. I just gave you a quick overview of how it went. There wasn't much to be spoken about. We weren't particularly dominant. We weren't. That's Chelsea Chronicle. We might take a look at that later. Chelsea, we weren't particularly dominant for pretty much any of the game. I mean, if you look at the stats, pull them up. I mean, yeah, we did. Look at this. I gotta show this. Actually, this is a little crazy. Okay, so if you look at the stats here, we had only 59% to their 41% possession. Okay, then we had 14 total shots. Servette had 22 total shots. Okay, we're talking about 5th place in the Swiss Super League here, guys. I mean, they're not supposed to be touching us, even our B team, you know? But that's the way that it is. And so 22 total shots from Servette to 14 total shots from Chelsea. 7 shots from Chelsea on target. 6 shots from Servette. I mean, these are tight numbers. And in some cases, the edge goes to Servette, which is just, I'm not going to say embarrassing. It is our B team and B team, whatever. Some of these players were our first string last season, right? They were our starting 11 for regular league games. But yeah, so that's why I say it was a decent win over Servette. We needed to win. If we didn't win, it would be totally embarrassing, pathetic. All the things. Could have been like early season crisis already, okay? Which is the opposite of what you want, okay? So we really need to do, our A team needs to do much, much better in the second match of the season against, is it Wolves? I think we play Wolves. Yeah, against Wolves on the 25th, which would be Sunday, right? Okay, so having said that, let's go ahead and watch the post-match press conference with Enzo Maresca. I've saved it. I have not watched it yet, so I wanted to watch it with you guys here on stream. So here we go. Enzo Maresca, post-match presser. Let's check it out together. See what kind of positive spin he's going to put on. I mean, look, we won, so that's positive enough as it is, but just not as convincing as I would have hoped.
We're going to do two sections tonight, post-match and then an embargoed pre-match for the game on Sunday. Who wants to get us started? Gary?
Congratulations. Potentially bad news though first. Cole Palmer appeared to be having problems as he came off the pitch. He touched his right hamstring. Had a lovely view. He didn't look very happy on the way up as well. What can you tell me?
No, first of all, thanks. No, Cole, yeah, he felt something, but he looks fine. They already checked him. He looks fine. He looks okay. So
oh my gosh,
it's not any problem, and he can be available for Sunday game.
Hadn't noticed that.
It's obviously a positive result, but at half-time there were a few boos, and then there was a boo again when the ball was played back. Do you understand the frustration from fans at some time, considering how much has gone on at the club? But have you got a message to?
No. The message is quite clear. We are in a moment that we are learning how to manage the game. Probably in some moment was the right thing was to do exactly the same thing, but in the opposite side. So for me, the intention to keep the ball is the correct one, especially when you are 2-0 up. So the intention is good, but probably where is not good in terms of we try to manage the ball in last 10 minutes, 15 minutes in our side, but we need to try to do exactly the same in the opposite side. So I can understand, but I think overall was important tonight to win the game. Clean sheet. We did 9 changes. We had players like Renato, Axel, Pedro, even Mark, player that Philip, that was first game for him, official game. So many good things.
Yeah. So one thing that he mentions Guiu there. Yeah, certainly there was a. You know what? I will say he looked quite sharp, and he looked really strong. There was a moment where some defender was on him, okay, and Guiu was in possession, and he just shrugged him off. Like, he looked much more powerful than I thought he was, being that he's like an 18-year-old sort of slim little guy. But I mean, you know, so yeah, I was actually pretty darn impressed by that moment with Guiu. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Actually, that was a moment. I forget what minute it was. I think it was second half, early second half, maybe something like that. But he really shrugged off a defender and I was impressed. I was impressed by his strength and his ability to keep the ball. Because I'll tell you what, in this game there were many moments where players that should have kept possession gave possession away quite cheaply, and it was concerning. Again, I would be concerned if this was our A team playing against. I'm even a little concerned about our B team playing that way against the Swiss 5th place Super League team. But at the end of the day, we did win the game with the B team, who looked pretty terrible. And we already talked about why the stats did not look good for us, considering the context of the situation. But yeah, but Guiu was there were some moments there that I was impressed with. So I just wanted to throw that out there just to make sure we give him credit.
Mizzo?
Those players you talk about, does it feel like it's a training experience a bit for them because they maybe need more time to get to know the system and all that?
Yeah, I think all of them, they need more times to get to know better the system, for sure, 100%. But tonight was also, in terms of physical condition, for some of them was not easy. But as I said, I think the intention of the players to keep the ball was the good one. But sometimes we need to do exactly the same, but in the opposite side.
Noni Madueke scored a great goal. What do you think of him? And
Yeah,
his
it was a
abilities,
very good goal from Madueke. If you haven't seen
I
that,
really like Noni.
check that
the
out.
only problem with him,
And the
probably is
assist
that
from
he
Enzo
has to
was
understand that he has to be
very nice.
consistency.
very,
during the
very
week,
nice.
Every training. But yeah, it's good player and he's doing well with us since we start.
Davide?
not well enough to start apparently. But I do think that there's going to be some shifting in this lineup. Let's be real. I mean, I again, I'm going to just throw it out there again. Maybe Disasi shouldn't be starting at all. Maybe he should be one of the frozen out players.
Another step forward, of course. What is the thing you like the most?
No, I think for some moment I really like the team on the ball and off the ball, especially at the beginning of the game. I think the team was very aggressive. We created some chances. We start exactly in the same way second half. Very aggressive off the ball. On the ball, we play. For some moment, we played really well. But also because we are in a moment in the process, there are some moments that we can manage better, and we struggle. But I think it's all normal.
Simon?
Anthony, just back to Noni, is he definitely going to be staying at Chelsea? Because there's a lot of talk of him perhaps being targeted by another club. Do you want him to stay beyond the...
Yeah, absolutely. I said, but the problem is, the reality is that until, as I said already, until the window transfer is open, anything can happen. But for sure, Noni is a kind of player that I like.
And have you had to talk to him? Because of course, Pedro Neto's come in, you started him on the right in Noni's position. So have you had chats with him about?
Yeah, we have. I said we have so many games that at the end, if it's not today, will be the next one. If it's not the next one, will be the other one. We have so many games, and the important thing, as I
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning that Neto actually had another good showing today. He looked good against Manchester City, for whatever time he was in and the context of the game. But Neto looked really sharp and fast as all heck against Servette, for whatever it's worth.
said, for Noni, I like him. He's doing well since we start with us. The only thing that he has to improve is that he has to become consistency every day, work out.
Has to become
then,
consistency.
He will get minutes for sure.
Ramen?
Enzo, Cole Palmer, what did you make of him playing as a 9, and will we see him a lot more playing as a number 9 or 4?
Yeah, no, I think the game first half was for Mark Guyu, our striker, because there was a lot of space for him to drop and to give us the extra man. He struggled a little bit, so the intention with Cole was to give him minutes as a number 9, but he had to behave as a midfielder. So this was the intention. I think Cole, he can do very well. He already done in the past many times. So the reason why was for that.
Ben?
And when Mark Guy came off following that unfortunate miss, you seemed to have a hug and smile for him. What did you say?
No, I just said him that probably doesn't like easy goal. He likes difficult goal, but it's for me. It's all normal. He's very young. He's 2006. He's the youngest one of the squad. But the way he works off the ball, he ran a lot. He pressed.
Yeah, the way he closed down that keeper and
he's going to score.
and gave himself that opportunity, even though he didn't convert, was impressive.
For Mudryk, because he looked like he had some good moments tonight and then some kind of more frustrating.
Yeah, but I think this is Misha, this is Mudryk, in terms of not only tonight, I think a little bit since.
He did have a moment or two, Mudryk. I mean, he didn't have the best night either, and you would think that against a lower tier of competition that Mudryk would be stepping up and really showcasing his ability, and it wasn't happening, unfortunately. It makes you think, like, is he really worth keeping Sterling so far out of the side? I don't know. I really hope he starts to show what guys like players like Zinchenko have said that he has, and maybe we've seen a little bit in the Ukrainian national team, but I guess there was a moment that I took a note of for Mudryk right at the beginning of the second half in the 46th minute, where he was dribbling in tight spaces in between opposition, and he looked like untouchable, zippy and untouchable, and he passed the ball and nothing came of it, but yeah, there are moments where, very, very few moments where he looks like, holy crap, is he about to go Super Saiyan or something and just rip something, but not enough.
He joined the club. I think he had some good moment and then some moment. It's like, I don't know how to say in English, but it's like a tack. When he has the ball, it's like tack. You don't know if it's one thing or the other thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is Misha in the moment that, as you said, he become more consistency. He can give one step forward.
He's been like that. It's been like that ever since he came here. You said that it
Exactly.
never feels like he's going to change. One good thing and one bad thing.
We're gonna try to help him to change. I think if he has to understand that we're gonna bring him the ball there in the last third, and when he's there, taking the right decision. Because for me, most of the mistake from Misha, it's not about quality or technical mistake. It's about the choice. Sometimes he has to play, and he try to do something different, and we lose the ball. Sometimes he has to go 1v1, and it's about
get on board with that.
But hopefully we can help him, and he can improve that.
I think so.
Two more. Second row.
Hi, Enzo. It's been a great start to your Chelsea career, first win today. But I want to talk about more important subjects. What's life been like living in London? Have you settled in yet? Have you found a nice bar, pub nearby? What's life been like?
No, I'm living next to the training ground.
What is this bald head just like
it's
in
very
the
easy
middle
from
of the
house to
camera?
training ground. The area where we stay with the training ground and the house is fantastic. It's very quiet, but I spend most of the day at the training ground. That is fantastic.
Have you done any sightseeing or nothing like that?
Say again?
Have you done any sightseeing? Have you gone into London, Big Ben?
Not yet. Not yet.
Soon come.
Mike, to finish us off.
Back to football, if I may.
Why
You
even ask
dominated long
questions?
periods of the game, and yet in the last 10 minutes, Servette had several chances to score. Were you a bit concerned that you almost blew your advantage in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah. I was a bit worried. I think the last 10 minutes we played a little bit with fire, because, as I said, we
For
could
God's
manage
sake,
the
several
game
chances. They had
completely
22
different
shots.
way, but,
all right, on us.
expected, because we are in a moment that we are learning things. So I think was at the end was a good thing, because we didn't concede, but from there we can learn.
And then we'll do a preview for Sunday's game, which is in
that
Bardo
it?
until 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Guess that's it. Okay, well that was a post-match press conference provided by Mighty Blues News. Is it Mighty Blues News? Yeah, Mighty Blues News. So if you want to go over there and check them out, they do usually provide some good post-match, pre-match pressers. Decent channel. Thank you for that. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Yeah, really not much to glean from that post-match. I can't disagree with much of what he said. It is interesting about Mudryk. You know, what is it about Mudryk? It's not really about necessarily not having the ability. It's the choices that he makes with the ability. I can't say I disagree with that, but it hasn't changed since he got to the club, right? I mean, he hasn't had many great moments for us. I just think overall it wasn't. It was a bleh meh performance and a decent win. So we'll take it. He was talking about Guiu had a moment. First of all, I think he looked sharp. I'm excited for Guiu. I hope he might, he can do something for us, because there were some moments where he showed his quality, his ability to possess the ball and not lose the ball under significant pressure. He showed that he was strong, not sort of belying his age. He's only like 18 years old and he looks slight and whatnot, but he's strong. And even though he did miss a very open net, he only got to that point because he was so aggressive in closing down the keeper that he was able to close him down and block his clearance. And the ball basically fell very nicely for him. And there was an open net and he went to hit it and the keeper was running back to get back to his line. And if we would have just hit the ball to the right side of the net, then it would have been a goal easily. But the keeper was just rushing back, and Guiu hit it to the left side of the net, and the keeper was there. I don't think it didn't even look on purpose. It looked like he just sort of mishit the ball. Maybe he was like so surprised that he was able to actually get the ball into that position after closing down the keeper that he just didn't anticipate it, and he sort of, maybe the nerves got to him. It would have been his first competitive goal for Chelsea, and it was a wide open net. Look, it happens. No big deal. We did win the game anyway. But yeah, so that was the moment that Maresca was talking about there, and the reporter at the press conference was referring to, where when Guiu came off the pitch, Maresca gave him a little pat on the back, a little hug, and Guiu, you could see he had like his shirt over his face, and he was just like bummed about it, and which is good. I mean, it's not good, but you certainly like to see the players taking it seriously. And even though we won, he's just like, I had that goal, I wanted that goal. But yeah, so it's good to see him really pushing for the team, really working for the team. I will say Dewsbury Hall, disappointing. I was hoping that he would step up and make a case for himself. I don't know. Again, I haven't watched that much of him playing at Leicester City. I imagine Maresca wouldn't have brought him over if he didn't really want to use him, and if he didn't think that he was going to be an asset. But he did not make a case for himself. In fact, he lost the ball at least very cheaply on at least one occasion, maybe more, and he really didn't. Yeah, really meh performance when he could have had a big performance for himself. There'll be more, but this was a good moment for him to do something there. The whole game was a little bit haphazard, a little more pinball-y than you would hope for with a team of even our B team's quality. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's about it. I think maybe we'll move on and peruse some of them headlines. Okay, so let's go over to the Daily Mail first thing. See what's going on over there. Why is it like that? Let's do this. Okay. Maybe I'll move that over. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, this headline, goddamn Daily Mail. Enzo Maresca responds to Cole Palmer injury talk after Chelsea star was seen holding his hamstring following Conference League win over Servette. Yeah, that picture does look quite concerning, you have to say. But in the post-match, Maresca did say that it wasn't anything serious, and that he'll be ready for Sunday's game. Okay. Mikhailo Mudryk is like flipping a coin, claims we just saw that, which is concerning, but probably not the right choice of words for Maresca, because he wants to instill confidence in Mudryk, because he wants the guy to have as clear a head as he can in order to, as Maresca said, make the right decisions in the moments, which is what is his biggest downfall. Not that he doesn't have the technical ability, not that he doesn't have the athleticism or the talent more broadly, but that he just doesn't make the right decision in certain moments. And that's what causes his inconsistency or inability to make an impact on the game at times. £166 million Chelsea, the £166 million Chelsea scrap heap. Ben Chilwell and Raheem Sterling have been axed from the senior side, while Romelu Lukaku and Trevoh Chalobah are linked with moves. But who else is in Enzo Maresca's bomb squad? Actually, yeah, let's check that out, because I'm curious. What does it look like? Okay, I'll skip that first part because it basically says exactly the same as as what the headline said. Okay. The bomb squad, overseen by Carlo Curicini, use the development squad's facilities. Okay. So Raheem, we know that market value £30 million actually is really, that's surprising. He's 29 years old. Like, I guess just because of that, like, £30 million, whatever. But he could be a really great signing for a smaller club or even a bigger club, to be fair. Interesting that Chilwell, I guess Chilwell's market value at £24 million makes a little more sense given the fact that, am I zoomed in or something? Oh, that's why, yeah. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, so I guess that makes a little more sense because maybe a player of his quality and his age would be valued more if he didn't have such injury problems, right? Kepa, okay, there's another one that makes sense. Joined in 2018 for £72 million, market value £10 million. Really went downhill there, didn't it? Okay, Romelu Lukaku, yeah. Spent way too much money for him in 2021, £98 million, market value £25.5 million. Trevoh Chalobah, academy graduate. Honestly, under Thomas Tuchel, the academy graduate was a fairly regular part of the side at a time before Bowley and Co. became the influx of center back after center back. Began the influx of center back after center back. This is a pretty contentious one for me, as I've made clear, and why the poll says what the poll says. Chalobah has 80 first-team appearances to his name, but is set to become the latest victim of the exodus of any academy product due to the fact that the proceeds of any sale represent pure and much-needed profit in the books. Is that what it is? Chalobah, though, is not short of suitors, which is fortunate, and has been linked with numerous Premier League destinations over the summer, including Crystal Palace, Fulham, and Newcastle. Is he really... I feel like he's good enough to go to a better club, a bigger club. I mean, obviously, Tuchel wanted him at Bayern Munich. You think Tuchel's the only one that sees this guy's quality? I don't even think we should be selling him. I think we should be selling Axel Disasi. A good option at a mid-table club pushing the top six. Chalobah should fit in at a vast majority of clubs in the league and will most likely do well wherever he should end up. Transfer market's £11 million valuation feels low, if anything. I agree. Yeah, David Washington, which is an interesting one because he literally just joined up and he's only 19 years old for £17 million. But we're already going to lose £16.5 million on him. Market value at $7.6 million. Poor lad. The teenager from Brazil must be wondering, what is he supposed to have done wrong to incur the wrath of his manager and end up in the bomb squad? I don't know why they're calling it the bomb squad. I think it's pretty lame, but we'll just keep using their lingo because we're reading their article. David Washington arrived last summer but has made just 3 appearances for the club, including just 11 Premier League minutes, and now finds himself at the end of his Chelsea career. Good thing he didn't sign a contract keeping him on the books until 2030. There he is. It's hard to know what the next step will be for Washington because nobody has really had a chance to actually see what he can do. His stock is surely still high back home in Brazil, but the player may want to stay in Europe so soon after arriving from Santos. Transfer market have his value at around £7.5 million, though even at that price, most clubs may have reservations over spending as much on someone who has only played 19 senior games. Has he played 19? It's actually more than I thought he had. So, Angelo joined in 2023 for £13 million. We just bought a bunch of young players for whatever reason. It just didn't. Not many of them made any sense. They seemed out of nowhere, and we're just buying them. But I don't see why these guys can't go out on loan and gain some experience. If we bought them just like last year, thinking that they really had some talent, then why not just send them out on loan again, or send them out on loan for the first time and develop them a little bit? But I guess because we need money on the books. If David Washington is surprised, then Angelo is in trouble because the forward has never even been able to play a match for Chelsea following his move from Santos. He did, however, make 21 league appearances on loan at sister club Strasbourg last term, so has some form of European experience, but he didn't exactly pull up any trees over in France. No goals, though, which will be a concern to any clubs willing to take the risk on a teenager with little minutes under his belt and no end product to show for his efforts so far in his fledgling career. but now he is set to be cut loose. David Datro Fofana, 21, joined in 2021 for £8 million. Market value's up to £10.2 million. I guess that's good. The Côte d'Ivoire forward does at least have games at the top level under his belt after spending the season on loan at Union Berlin and Burnley last term and notching 5 goals in 30 games. Hey, look at that. It's not exactly awe-inspiring, but it is something for potential clubs to sink their teeth into and shows that there is at least some goal-scoring new to the player. Fofana only scored 4 at Burnley, though admittedly a desperately poor Burnley side at that, but has at least been the reported subject of interest from newly promoted Leicester, who are in the hunt for forward reinforcements. The Foxes will, however, reportedly face competition from Villarreal and Stuttgart for his services, so there is a market interest in Fofana this summer. His market value has actually gone up since Chelsea signed him, interestingly, and at £10.2 million, according to Transfer Market, Fofana could prove a bargain. Okay, Lucas Bergstrom, 21, joined the academy in 2019. Yeah. Broja, 22, academy, joined in 2009. No, Tino Anjorin, 22, joined the academy in 2008. Alex Matos, 19, joined the academy in 2023. Harvey Vale, 20, joined the academy in 2016. We've seen him around. He's been on loan in a few different places, I guess. What about the rest? Maresca revealed that there were 15 or 20 players that weren't training with the main group, with that leaving at most 7 players unaccounted for, with the bomb squad numbering just 13. Exactly my thoughts, like, who are all of these players that were mentioned? I was on stream yesterday talking about this. I have no clue. But I guess, okay, there are some here, obviously. Petrovic is one. Bettinelli. Reece James obviously just injured. Disasi we saw today. Chuk Wameka actually might be one of them. Cesare Casade and Omari Kellyman. I mean, it makes sense that those would be some of the other ones. Okay. That's that. Let's see what else we got here. Not a whole lot here of much interest, I guess. Ugh, this is ugly, though. Is this a joke? New signing Mark Wiu is slammed by Chelsea fans for embarrassing miss against Servette in Europa Conference League, as he has 2 rebounds saved as well. Yeah, okay, it wasn't great, but he's still young, and he really did look good at times. Or at least decent. What are we talking here? Let's see all the hate. Where are these tweets? Mark Wio missed a sitter. Mark Wio with a miss. That should send him straight on loan. Mark Wio might be our new Murata. Mark Wio, is this a joke? Okay. Relax, guys. Relax yourselves. Alright, there's not much else here. I guess, oh, well, here we go. Napoli and Chelsea Chiefs. There's another one about that transfer inching closer. Napoli and Chelsea Chiefs set to meet in London today as they aim to reach an agreement over Romelu Lukaku, with the Blues striker eyeing another return to Serie A. Yeah, let's hope that happens. Okay, Chelsea Chronicle it is. Victor Osimhen's former teammate drops big hint he is about to join Chelsea. Ooh, gotta see that. Come on, big money, big money, big money. The story of the final few days of the transfer window, as far as Chelsea are concerned, is going to revolve around one man in particular. Victor Osimhen has been mentioned as a target for the Blues for well over a year now, after establishing himself as one of the top strikers in world football. Yes, please. Yes, please. Originally, it was believed there were some doubts over how Osimhen would fit in Enzo Maresca's system. I don't know why that would be. However, he has reemerged at the top of their list for strengthening up top, with talk of outcast Romelu Lukaku going the other way on a permanent deal. Yes, please. Yes, please. This saga could well run all the way until deadline day, with that being a theme of business being done under Todd Bowley in recent years. Has it? I haven't noticed that. Osimhen's former teammate says he is joining Chelsea. One of Osimhen's former teammates for Nigeria, though, has seemed to hint that a deal to Stamford Bridge could be on the cards. John Ogu took to social media today to insinuate the move was looking like a formality right now. Really? He said, Osimhen to Chelsea, here we go. Ooh, look at that leak. It is likely that the deal will have to be done on Chelsea's terms if it is to go ahead, which is how I like it. This is how Bowley will like it, with a potential loan move being brought up by the Blues as one way of getting it done. Okay. Ugh. I mean, I'll take him in a loan, in a purchase, whatever the hell we can do. Let's just get Osimhen in the team. Osimhen could take Nicholas Jackson's place at Chelsea. Yeah, sorry, Jackson. I mean, it is what it is, right? If Osimhen was to join the club, it remains to be seen how Nicholas Jackson would react to some serious competition for his place in the squad. Maybe in a good way. He might need that because at the moment, it ain't happening, is it? The Senegal international will no doubt be pleased with the contribution he made during his first campaign in English football. However, is by no means guaranteed a place in the starting side should the Napoli man make the move. What are you talking about? Yeah, he's going to get a starting place if he comes, okay? Chelsea may well be waiting for one or two more sales before signing off on a big signing, with the likes of Raheem Sterling strongly linked with a move away this summer. How about this? Chelsea supporters have made their feelings clear on Philip Jorgensen after his debut performance against Servette on Thursday night. First of all, I'm just going to say this. While I do think he looked okay, he looked probably better than Sanchez. It's Servette. And to be fair, though, they had almost as many shots on target as us and more shots than we had that game. Like, significantly more. Again, what was it? 22 total shots versus our 14 shots and 6 shots on target to our 7 shots on target. Chelsea kicked off their European campaign by hosting Swiss top flight club Servette in the first leg of a Conference League playoff tie. The Blues recorded a 2-0 victory, which means they traveled to the second leg in 7 days in a fairly strong position. Yes. Okay, great. We're feeling great about it. Despite a pretty poor first half from the hosts, correct, Enzo Maresca's side managed to find some rhythm in the second period. Some rhythm. Christopher Nkunku, again, B team. Christopher Nkunku and Noni Madueke were both on the score sheet to clinch a much-needed first win of the season. Speaking recently via Chelsea's official website, Levi Colwell said the team's already improving under Maresca. Yeah, what is he going to say? They're not improving? It feels like it's taking some time for the group to gel under the new management style, something that's totally understandable. Okay, let's get to the Jorgensen stuff. Here we go. Chelsea fans react to Philip Jorgensen's debut. A selection of Chelsea supporters on social media all agreed that Philip Jorgensen caught the eye in a positive way against Servette. Again, it's great that he looked good against Servette. And it is true that Sanchez does look like kind of a liability, okay? He doesn't look as good as Petrovic. A lot of us are surprised that Petrovic has gotten the axe. So, I mean, I think Chelsea fans are just looking for him to be better than Sanchez. It's hard to know yet, but he did look okay. The 22-year-old goalkeeper, only joined from Villarreal this summer, was handed his competitive debut for the Blues with a starting position. Based off his individual display, many may feel he can put serious pressure on teammate Robert Sanchez for the number 1 position. And that's because Robert Sanchez is a liability, let's be honest. Here are some Blues fans on X praising Jorgensen for his performance in 90 minutes. Jorgensen playing good, confident on the ball, should be our starting keeper for Chelsea. Okay. Another fan wrote, Jorgensen just swept up danger, and rather than immediately kick it long, which I despise a lot of the time, he managed to take a few touches to then find another Chelsea player. Nice to see. Yeah, that's true. There was, I know the moment he's talking about, he was pretty far up on the pitch, and he could easily have just launched it and probably should have in most scenarios, but he was very calm on the ball. Another claimed, on a side note, Jorgensen is clearly our best keeper. Again, it's not a very high standard to meet. A third user posted, Jorgensen been decent so far. Would rather see him start against Wolves come weekend. Yeah, another supporter shared, actually, there is one positive. I feel more comfortable having Jorgensen as our goalkeeper ahead of Sanchez. The potential is there for a good goalkeeper. The only thing I got from the first half is that Jorgensen should be starting ahead of Sanchez at Wolves on Sunday. The other thing that you could have gotten from the first half is that everybody that played in the first half should be axed, because it was kind of pathetic. I mean, how are you going to just look second rate to fifth place Swiss team? Whatever. Okay, so yeah, I think Neto is going to start against Wolves. I don't see why it wouldn't be Neto against his old side, and he's been looking good. However long he's been on the pitch, he's looking sharp, he's looking confident. Okay, what else we got? Chelsea are pushing for AC Milan to bring in their £20 million this summer, player this summer. Who's? Get our player? Chelsea would reportedly prefer for their player to join Italian giants AC Milan rather than their London neighbors. Who are we talking about here? Oh, no, Ian Maatson, Lewis Hall's gone to US United. Amari Hutchinson has left to join Ipswich Town. Now, journalist Ben Jacobs has told the London is Blue podcast that Aston Villa are interested in Raheem Sterling. Right, so Raheem Sterling, yeah, again, I'm not totally psyched about letting him go this soon when we have players, to be honest, Mudryk, and but they're not going to sell Mudryk, but in this moment, who is better, Mudryk or Raheem Sterling? Who is more reliable? Who can likely contribute more to a game? Mudryk or Sterling? I think the answer is Sterling. I'm not sure about the long run, but in the short term, you have to say Sterling, right? I mean, and who else? I guess that's really about where it ends. We don't have a ton of wingers, do we? But we did just bring in Joao Felix, so there's that. But anyway, yeah. So it's just those two, to be fair. Like, and how long are we going to spend on Mudryk? Are we going to spend a whole nother season finding out if Mudryk can actually pull it together? Maresca just said in the press conference, obviously I'm repeating myself, but some of you guys are just coming in or whatever. But yeah, Maresca was clear in the press conference what he thought, and I don't totally disagree with him. I could see it as a possibility that Mudryk has everything it takes, the talent, the technical ability, the athleticism, but it's his choice, his choice making that is lacking, and that's what contributes most to his inconsistency as a player. So, but again, Raheem Sterling doesn't have that same difficulty, and he is shown to give us a bigger return. So in the near term, it's just sad to see us letting Raheem go when we could be using him. But at least we do have Felix coming in, and that'll make a difference. Chukwuemeka. Okay. So Simon Phillips has reported via his Substack on Thursday that the future of Chelsea youngster Chukwuemeka remains in the air. It is explained that the 20-year-old would accept it if the Blues decided to sell him, and he is quite keen on joining Premier League and London rivals Crystal Palace amid interest from them. Apparently, Serie A giants AC Milan are also interested in Chukwuemeka, and that's the deal Chelsea have been angling him more towards. The attacking midfielder would prefer to stay in the English capital, though. Yeah. Is there room for him? I don't know if there's room for him, especially with Felix coming in, who also plays at the 10 spot. I don't see it. I don't really see it. Chelsea won't sign £45 million Premier League star despite contacting agent. Now, why can't I click on this? That's a good one. Some good clickbait right there. So this is probably the one. Chelsea do not look to be against the idea of signing another central defender in this summer, despite being stacked in that area of the pitch. Again, Disasi is a no for me, so I'd rather get rid of his ass. Who are they talking about? Oh, Joe Gomez? Is he the £45 million star? I'm all right. Here we go. Here's the headline I wanted to see. Chelsea should just keep hold of Trevoh Chalobah. If Chelsea really do want another center back in their senior squad, then they may as well just keep hold of Trevoh Chalobah. It makes little sense to go spend £45 million on Gomez, which is Liverpool's valuation of the England international, according to The Athletic. Chalobah is on Bologna's radar after being banished to the Chelsea under-21s, but instead of selling the 25-year-old to the Italian club or another outfit, the Blues should give him his spot back in the first team. But again, that is if there actually is a belief that another center half is needed. It is hard to argue that there is a need, but interest in Gomez suggests that Chelsea think differently. Yeah. There's really not a whole lot of news today, is there? What's coming out of One Foot? One Football. Oh, wow. Courtois steps away. Courtois steps away from Belgium national team after manager dispute. Big surprise, Courtois and the manager getting into it. Is that a big surprise? He does seem like kind of a turd, doesn't he? Look at that turd face. Look at that turd face. How dare you leave Chelsea, you bastard. I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you. I forgave Hazard within seconds, and it was just about the same time. They both left the Real Madrid. I forgave Hazard almost instantly. Courtois, I will never forgive. Okay? Just look at that turd face, little bastard. I bet he doesn't even root for Chelsea. While Hazard, on the other hand, I bet you Hazard roots for Chelsea. You know Hazard's rooting for Chelsea. You know he's rooting for Chelsea. Courtois, Thibaut Courtois has revealed a shocking statement on Thursday confirming his immediate departure from the Belgian national team. The Real Madrid goalkeeper took to his social media channels to explain his decision, citing a lack of confidence under boss Domenico Tedesco. I want to address the Belgian fans and supporters of our national team. I feel immense love and pride in representing my country on the pitch. Oh gosh, now I gotta go here. Okay. Oh boy, this is a big one. All right, let's read this. I feel immense love and pride in representing my country on the pitch, as well as every one of you. Sorry, I was looking away to make sure I was good. Every one of you who supports the Red Devils. I feel privileged to have had the honor of wearing the national jersey. Not even in my wildest dreams could I have imagined being able to do so more than 100 times. Unfortunately, following the events with the coach, and after much reflection, I have decided not to return to the Belgian national team under his management. Woof! In this matter, I accept my share of responsibility. It's just like straight turd level stuff. Nobody likes to see this stuff. I'm surprised he's coming out. It's not often that a player comes out and just like, I'm leaving the national team because the manager stinks. You know, this is like the nice way of saying that, but nobody usually looks at a player in a positive light after this sort of thing. And not that we looked at Thibaut Courtois in much of a positive light before that. He seems like a major turd. However, looking forward, my lack of confidence in him would not contribute to maintaining the necessary atmosphere of cordiality. So that's what, you know what? It's honest. Like, it's kind of honest. It's like, I know I'm going to be a complete turd in training with the national team. I don't want my toxicity spreading to the rest of the players. The Federation, with whom I have had several discussions, accepts my position and the reasons that led me to this painful but coherent decision. I regret possibly disappointing some fans, but I am convinced that this is the best course of action for Belgium, as it closes a debate and allows the team to focus on pursuing its goals. Pun intended. Thank you for your unwavering support, love, and understanding. Here's a bunch of pictures of me in the Belgium national team. I look like a turd. You'll never see me again in this shirt as long as the manager is who he is. All right. Got some. Oh, look at all these porn stars following me. Great. On Twitter. I don't really use Twitter so much, but in the event that any of you are on Twitter, there you go. Reading between the headlines. Not verified. Don't care. Don't use Twitter that much. But yeah. That's interesting. Not surprising. Let's see what the comments are on here. One of the world's best. This is a shame. Hope they sort it out. On one hand, I'd get that he'd be pretty miffed about it, but on the other, it's your country and you're going to give up the opportunity to play, just as I said, because you're not first choice vice captain. I guess that's is that the debacle? Okay, and this person, yeah, Courtois is a great keeper, but wow, okay, this person, Ace, says, I'm pretty sure his conflict with the coach goes way beyond captaincy. De Bruyne should be captain, but I don't know what's his problem. It's not about captaincy. Courtois was fit for the Euros, and the coach purposely left him out because he has something against Courtois. The coach has treated him very unfairly. Yeah, I mean, you could believe all these people, but they're just people yapping on the internet. There's obviously some beef. I wonder if KDB and Courtois still have beef of the girlfriend situation. They may still lack respect for one another. I didn't hear about that, but that's interesting. All because he was not given captaincy in KDB's absence. Childish. Yeah, I think overall you're not going to come out with a positive. People aren't going to look at you in a positive light. Oh, look at this. What's this? David De Gea's return to football off to horror start. David De Gea's return to football got off to a horror start on Thursday after 14 months away. The former Manchester United goalkeeper signed for the Serie A side for young team. We're not going to read that because we don't give a shit about David De Gea. Let's be real. But I don't know. I kind of like the guy. He's like a fan of metal. That makes him seem cooler. All right. Let's see. What's going on? Oh. All right, why don't we switch gears and see what 90 minutes has to offer us on. We know that Cole is not really injured. Yeah, let's see if there's any other news coming out of here. Okay, we're not going to pick up that guy. Yeah, there's not. Wow, the news is really slow right now for Chelsea, isn't it? Damn. I wonder what transfers got done recently. Let's see that. Well, maybe we'll close on that. Not just Chelsea. Let's check out the transfers. Latest transfers. And we'll go Premier League. What do we got? Okay. Burnley picked up Michael Obafemi, Joe Worrell to Nottingham Forest, Sepp van den Berg to Liverpool. Oh, that's interesting. Is he a keeper? Center back. Okay. Tom Krause. Mamadou Kanté. Yeah, not much big business here. I mean, when did this happen? Okay, we're going already to yesterday. Yeah, there's nothing big happening over here. All leagues? No big teams. Juventus picking up a loan deal. Yeah, just Liverpool. Wow, today is a very slow day for news, isn't it? Jeez. Damn. Let's see if there's anything in the way of news here for Chelsea, and then maybe we'll shut it down. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Let's go check out
First of all,
Caicedo post match.
congratulations. What pleased you most about the performance? Minutes, but exactly very important to give.
I don't think I've seen Caicedo. I wonder if he speak in English. He's so cute.
Also with the timing here, so I think it was correct.
So Chelsea captain Moises Caicedo, how does that sound?
Yeah, so good. I really
Yeah, so good.
To wear it for the first time in this amazing club. I'm so proud to myself.
A proud moment and a big win.
He's trying,
tough
man.
Game. Did you expect that from Servette today? Did you expect that type of match?
Yeah, because they know we are a very big team.
Oh, hell yeah,
They
Jonathan.
wanted to show.
Thank you so
their
much.
football, they showed
I hope I didn't miss that
their
long.
football,
Appreciate it.
We were good.
Let me just pause that. Give a shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Great to have you, buddy. Really. Thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate you. I'm doing this more often, and maybe I'll even be putting out some funny content. That would be great. I do have a bunch of old shorts and stories and fun stuff. I used to do a regular, not live show, which I definitely put out some funny. At least I find them funny. But yeah, I appreciate you, buddy. Definitely appreciate it. Hope you're still around. Let's continue this Caicedo interview here.
They wanted to show their football. They showed here their football, and we were good. We were good. We played well, and then we win. That is the most important thing.
Absolutely. 2 goals and a clean sheet. How important is that going into the second game next week?
It's so important for us to get the clean sheet.
Caicedo.
We win more confident. We always want to try to get the clean sheet in every game, and we are from this game. We wanna do that.
Very cute.
How important to win here at Stamford Bridge in front of the fans so early on in the season as well.
It's always important to win from the fans. They support us, and yeah, that's so important. We get confidence when they are supporting us in every single game, and yeah, so good.
And lots of change this summer with Enzo Maresca coming in. How much are you enjoying learning from him and playing his style of football?
I'm enjoying a lot because I like to play like this, you know.
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
With the ball,
Sorry. He's
scoring
cute.
goals from our box, and then we arrive there and we score 2 goals, and that's amazing.
And it's a big squad, it's a young squad. How excited are you by what you think you guys can achieve this season?
We want to achieve a lot. For sure, we want to win titles. That's the mentality, all of us. Yeah, we are working hard to get.
Yeah. All right. That was cute, Caicedo. That was about as much. Yeah, that was about as much as he could probably say, I imagine. Oh, what? Now people love Caicedo? People were just crapping on him 3 seconds ago. But yeah, you know what? I actually thought that was a little overstated. People crapping on Caicedo. I don't know that he's really realized his full potential for us. I hope not. But certainly he hasn't been that bad. He looks to be busting ass. Like against City, he looked to be busting ass. Him next to Lavia over there, they both look to be busting ass. I mean, I'm very excited about Romeo Lavia. Actually, he's one of the few. Maybe him, and probably Pedro Neto. I'm definitely into Neto, and I gotta say, again, there were a couple moments today with Mark Liu. I know he had that glaring miss, but there were a couple moments just on the ball where I was like, okay, and he probably only had about a couple moments, but he was strong. He was strong in possession, which I like. I love to see that because Nicholas Jackson isn't. Let's be real. He's not that strong in possession. He loses the ball in tight spaces. But anyway, okay. Well, that was an interesting about an hour that we did there. We'll end it there. Maybe we'll do longer next time, but nobody's currently in here. So, yep. Well, I think this is a good place to say appreciate everybody that stopped by. It was fun here, and hopefully we'll do better against Wolves on Sunday. I'm optimistic. So until then, guys, live football and prosper. I'm Asaf Nissim. Thanks again, and come back next time. Peace.
Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football.